Huh.
You still there?
Yes.
I mean, then again, you and I have both spent like $50 on a game.
Huh.
Yeah, but it's it it'd be like if you got like Resident Evil 7, but put it with Red Dead.
I'm looking at
Pictures,
No, I'm looking at the there's a
gameplay,
game I there's a game I always wanted to play. It was called Vampire.
a Vampire, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Is it open world?
I think so, a little bit. Yeah. Vampire.
Vampire, yeah.
Yeah, it's open world. It's not too like you get fully in depth into the game. It kind of becomes open world. But yeah, it's pretty much open world once you get more in depth into it.
I always thought the vampire stuff was much cooler than the zombies, but there's vampire stuff isn't as popular as it used to be. I remember the I call it the Age of Vampires, which is like it's like a decade technically. It started in like 2008 and ended in 2018. You know, we had a TV series that actually broke literally TV records, which was Vampire Diaries. Then you had a movie trilogy or series that actually broke movie box offices, which was the not Vampire Diaries, but the what's that one? I don't like it. Twilight.
Twilight,
I
yeah.
like I like Vampire Diaries. I think that was a really well put together show. But
Did you ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer or
I have not. But that was like that stuff. You know what's crazy about that?
hold on. I'm talking
Actually,
about the movie, the actual movie.
oh, there's the TV show too, I
The
think.
movie's better in my opinion, but there's also a movie called Lost Boys that's really good.
You know what's weird, Cademan, is I'm one of those people who, even though I know a lot of this stuff is myth and mythology and stuff, I feel
Just to
like
that idea, if
at
it is
some
real.
I feel like at some point it's true. I mean, if we've been on this planet for 600,000, actually no, technically Homo sapiens have been around for 600 to 800,000 years. I mean, come on. Our mythologies and mysticalness. I mean, if we can believe in um, if we can believe in ghosts, demons, what's the whole point of the unrealism of mythical creatures whenever they're mentioned already in not only the Bible but every other mythology of religion?
You know,
I
that's
think today we see it as such unrealism because we have the internet. It doesn't look like we could ever have things like that exist. But I mean, let's be honest here. Something like a vampire, werewolf, or zombie
could
could very
exist.
much exist. The only thing is why would they want to reveal themselves? Now zombies most likely are not around, but at one point could have been around. Vampires could very much be existent. Of course, that would be it's a virus. Then again, why would you not want to be one? Live for eternity?
Yeah.
Especially with this coronavirus going around.
Alright, I'm
Oh
gonna get
man.
ready to send you a picture.
Have you seen how much worse this virus is getting?
Yeah, hold on. I've got to be real quick when I send you this picture. But continue.
Kidding.
You know, I figured so.
I wouldn't have
Wait,
thought
hold
it
on.
would.
But this game kind of requires on stealth in a way, which I like about it.
It looked like Red Dead. I felt like Red Dead would have been perfect if it had something like this.
I just died. Oh well.
You know, that game could have been really good.
And there's a
was
lot
the
of
Order.
oh no, there's a lot of games that could have been really good.
I just, the thing I liked about the Order was it had all those things. It had all the mythological stuff, but it was trapped in a very one-dimensional world. No free will was given.
Oh, is that the Order? The 1886.
Yes, it had incredible graphics for its time, and the story wasn't bad, but it had to be open world. It had to have something more to it.
Because it wasn't a big road, wasn't it?
It wasn't a big world. It was. I will say the game overall was very cool to play, and I liked it, but I wish it was better.
The one thing I like about this game is like the music to go with it. It's got a kind of like bayou music, you know.
Yeah.
And and sometimes it gives you two boss monsters to hunt down, like you can choose between, or one. And of course, there's one that would be your favorite. It's this giant spider.
Is it similar to Killing Floor? We need to play that together, by the way. I've just been watching TV so much. Cuisine Royale.
That's a bad game. No, trust
How
me.
many damn Royale games are they gonna make?
Cuisine Royale's not. I mean, it's okay. It's alright.
Man, I wish H1Z1 has that zombie mode. I don't know why they took it off whenever that's the reason the whole game was around. No. God, I'd much rather have zombies than the coronavirus, man. At least we can find enjoyment out of one of them.
Yeah, you can bash heads in.
I mean, I hate to be rude, but us as human beings, we enjoy that stuff.
Like, you see killing people?
People's, a lot of people dislike my first idea of the coronavirus. I said that we should have locked our borders down completely.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
People thought I was crazy and stuff.
Now, look what's happening now.
These idiots who thought my ideas and beliefs were racist because the idea of locking borders for some reason was racist, which makes no sense. Now, our very own country, most likely, we say there's 15. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than 15 people in this entire country that have the coronavirus.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
We're not, in my opinion, we should have been locking down not only our country, but our states, our cities. People think it's taking too much precaution, but if they really want to make sure half the world doesn't, get wiped out or sadly
doesn't dissipate.
I mean, we have to take away some of our liberties away.
You know what movie I'm watching right now? Not movie, but TV show I'm watching right now? The Strain.
Oh, really?
Have you ever watched it?
I've seen parts of it.
It's actually pretty good. Like, it's a... it kind of makes me think of I Am Legend in a way.
I always thought that too. They're very similar. I actually think the show was inspired by it, or if it was made before it, but
no,
that was made after.
I think
it,
I think the Strain was a series of comic books though, kind of like The Walking Dead was.
What if the coronavirus actually was the I Am Legend thing? Like, what if the cure for the coronavirus led to the I Am Legend thing?
Actually, we kind of think about it, that in I Am Legend, zombie vampire people weren't bad. Like, as the story progresses, they actually weren't bad.
No, they weren't, but...
No, I know, it was something bad, but after they progressed...
Were still disgusting.
After they... But, is the Strain dude... Like, the dude who, Guillermo del Toro... is the dude who helped design it. Do you know who Guillermo del Toro is?
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
No, Guillermo del Toro is a director. He's a Hispanic director, if I'm right.
Oh.
You know who he is?
No, not really that much.
He directs a lot of like horror type stuff, you know. He did a movie called Pan's Labyrinth. He um he did a bunch of other stuff. It's really cool though. Like he's really good at doing that horror-esque. But dude, but one thing I liked about this game is they set it in a bayou, which adds to the eeriness. Because you
Oh no,
cannot.
I totally get that. Well, you know what I always thought they should have done is I always thought the best mixture of something so evil but yet so retaining is Nazi zombies. I
Yeah,
don't think games have. I think the only game that did it well, but
was
it
COD.
didn't was Call of Duty World War II. Except they didn't do it like how it should have been done. It should
Yeah,
have been open world. It should have had a more complex story. It should have been, you know how they had like the evil Nazi scientist and stuff with his
yeah.
evil creations. Oh, such a great design. It's like I always thought vampires would belong in three different eras and times. New Orleans, Louisiana. Obviously London, England. But it's not. And, I don't think Eastern Europe would do well with it anymore. Because of Count Dracula. But let's be honest, your Count Dracula is kind of a pussy. I don't know, somewhere else in America. But it's how these games. I don't know how some of these developers really don't have these good ideas. Because I think they tried to, whenever they pitch these ideas, I think they change it so much. Like, I really do think that, like, there needs to be a game that focuses on only one of these. Instead of, like, Call of Duty World War II was not just a Nazi zombie game, it was obviously a World War II game. So which one's gonna, become more popular?
Yeah, no, I get you. No, this is. I don't mean to stop you from watching your documentary, but
No, I'm done watching it. I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna go take a shower later, but because I ate some popcorn, and for some reason popcorn makes me get all greasy on my face.
no,
It's like,
I know what you're saying. It's like a weird, uncomfortable feeling.
it's really, it's a strange, uncomfortable feel, but it's just I don't know.
But and
People don't really
this.
get what this is. Oh yeah, so Hunt. Yeah, Hunt's a very new popular game. Oh, Hunt was obviously made by a Japanese company, wasn't
Oh gosh, no, it's that lady. It's the lady. So,
it?
no, it's a bug lady.
I love is how I see in the news how people keep on saying, "Oh, the coronavirus is
Mutter.
racially." Oh, apparently it's being racist against Asians. Are people in our country retards?
Thatcher, ask yourself that question again.
I just
You
I'm
go
so
to
sick of the people in this
Thatcher.
country.
We go to a school full of retards. Okay.
What happened to the
To
great nationalistic ideologies?
the
What happened
America.
to the? I mean, why doesn't someone want to? Oh my God! Why doesn't someone want to protest for their country, not against it?
Yeah, and the thing is, on this, there's so many. There's actually quite a bit of Easter eggs. Like there's an Evil Dead Easter egg. There's a bunch of other game Easter eggs, like movies and stuff.
There's a 50 Shades Easter egg.
There's a zombie tied up. That'd actually be just pretty disgusting, actually. But no, but like,
No, I'm sorry if I'm ranting a little bit. It's
no,
just,
no, it's
I get so mad about it. Is all of this that's going on right now
where
could have
is this
been
lady? Oh, she's up
completely,
there.
like none of this could have been happening. The coronavirus would have not even been in the news. Lava stuff would not have been in the news. The whole hope, people were thinking we might have gone through another world war, shit like that. What is wrong with our world? You know, now that I see it, a world dominating power isn't that bad of an idea. At least it would have had control over these things. Look at us. The United States has become pansy. We've let...
We used to be probably one of the most revered fucking countries ever. And now look at us.
We let idiots. I love Trump, but Trump's not the leader we need.
No.
We need someone that actually has fury, that has a humor. We need a Reagan, Lincoln, and a Washington all mixed into one.
Get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me.
But you know what's sad is I used to like Trump, but now that it's been getting more into it, he's just another celebrity wanting to get up there, which makes me sad because, well then again, I didn't really have much faith in his whole policies. The only thing he wanted to do for America was help our economy. The economy isn't. It's not going to be much worth it if this virus gets worse. I mean...
Did you see what happened when he went to India?
What happened?
They just like... there's a lot of people welcoming him welcoming him in India. Like with open arms and everything.
Oh, I understand it. Their country probably sees him as a great financial solution.
Oh yeah, because look at them, dude. They're in a hellhole.
I just... You know... I just wish things were a lot different around in our time period. I think, things are weird right now, Caden. I really wish, you know, I wish we didn't have this horrible virus for one.
Yeah, no,
I wish our country was brought together again. I wish not all the religions were so separate from one another, making one another hate each other, not every political party trying to separate each other, trying to hate each other. There's no cause anymore, there's no political freedom. There's no self-awareness, there is no free will in this country, there's no free will in this entire world. Trump answers to his party. I can't stand the Republicans anymore, I can't stand the Democrats ever. Neither one understands any of this. I used to like Fox News, but now that I watch it, oh my god. I mean, I just don't get it.
You know, this game's so much easier to play with friends.
I bet it would be though. How many people can be in a session?
It's 3 people a team. I think Keaton might end up getting it. I don't know.
Okay, when I'm on my track bus, there's this lady, the bus driver lady. She keeps on talking to one of these other kids, Delshun, about how she's like a, what do you call it? She's like one of the Black Lives Matter people. And I just think it's ridiculous that each day there's a group of people of a race that wants to feel self-pity for themselves. Isn't that just sad?
Yeah. I
mean... I know slavery happened in Jim Crow laws, but guess what? That same shit has happened to every race in any other country. It's time to get over it. I mean, don't you think it's a little ridiculous?
Thatcher, hold on now. The white man's the problem. You gotta root out the white man.
Oh man, people keep on bringing up like white people are such a horrible thing, but you know the thing is,
Without us, they wouldn't be here now, would they?
that's true. And sadly to put
Meow.
it, and this might sound offensive in every way, if it wasn't for us, the majority of society wouldn't have been what we would call civilized. We're the reasons why most countries turn into a progressive modern era. And it's just because Western civilization has become more progressive than any other civilization. I mean, sure, Europe and the United
You're not
States
wrong there. You're not wrong there, man.
were the reasons why most things have shaped and formed. Were the reasons why rights have been given to others of color and those of the opposite sex. Sure, white man has done horrible things, and so has every other race. They can blame us for the Nazis, and the Confederates, and the Vikings, but if it wasn't for those three different horrible groups, and trust me, there's a lot more in those, in our white history, whatever we want to call it. If it wasn't for the Vikings, we wouldn't have a navigation system for the seas that led us to the development of perfect navies. If it wasn't for the Confederates, there would have been no reason to fight for this country, and there would have been no reason to free the slaves. There would have been no reason why we had to realize why slavery was such an evil, condemning thing. If it wasn't for the Nazis, we couldn't have seen the horrors what man can do to another, and we couldn't have seen the horrors of socialism at its best. And because of each three key horrible, societies that have existed, and sure, the Confederates were not that bad. They were just a different type of government forming. Sadly, slavery was part of their government, and it was not in their progressive ideals. But because of all this, that's why majority of society has been formed. I mean, think about it. Can you, Kevin, tell me about, how do I put it?
Tell me
People
about the
can
rabbits, George.
people can tell me about the horrible things white people have done. Kevin, why don't you say, with all the things we've done that's horrible, we have done things that have actually not only helped the world, but helped everyone. I mean, what are the reasons why the liberalness of letting ourselves date the opposite color? You know, Asians are much more conservative, and they hate mixing the races.
Oh yeah, no, they don't they don't like that. I know that because my uncle's Japanese and he doesn't really care for mixing. Other than the fact of him marrying a white woman, he doesn't really care for it.
No, they don't see white people as that bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, other than his kids marrying white people, he doesn't really care for
It's
anyone
such a
else.
crazy
That I know of. Yeah, I don't think he really cares for anyone else.
I feel kind of bad because, it's like, I don't know why there's such a racism. People think it's like a weird. Come on. You're right, kid. I'll be. I will. I love you, Mom. You're my best friend. My mom's not mad at me. I mean, my mom's mad at me.
No. Why?
Because I ate a sandwich and I didn't put my clothes away.
What's wrong with eating a sandwich?
It was for lunch for me. It was for my lunch, but I'm just gonna be honest. I usually don't. I don't know.
Are you going to school tomorrow?
No. That's why I'm online.
No, Keaton, I think Keaton probably has to go because his mom's making him.
Really?
Even though he literally told his mom there's no reason to be going.
Oh,
And
man.
in this game, there's black characters, there's female characters, there's white characters. Every color of the rainbow.
You know, I actually take pride that my first date was with a Jamaican girl because I think with my ideas, I'm a very progressive person in the fact I think race should never be a topic to discuss or have an issue with. Yeah, some
Yeah,
people completely
I
disagree
don't
with.
I don't think race should determine who you date and whatnot.
No, I don't know why people get so mad about it. You know, race is just it's just a difference of color. You know,
Yeah.
sooner or later, well, you know, it's funny because back then racism used to be the nationality. It used to be whenever you know, the Germans hated the Poles and the Irish hated the Brits and the Swedish hated the Danish. And now today, racism has actually gotten worse.
The one
But
thing that sucks is, can I say something real quick?
yeah,
On this game, the revolvers and the rifles use the same ammo.
really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think it's like the same caliber type thing. I don't know why exactly. I don't know why it does. Unless I
Did it
just
not have
have...
a separate ammo type?
No, it does what some games do and everything. But of course shotguns have their own ammo.
Um,
But I guess but it's also the game's supposed to make you conserve ammo better though. For survival. You know? Which I
yeah.
guess that makes sense.
Oh man, there's another battle royale and survival game. Wait, a 10-player battle royale game? What? That's so stupid.
What are you looking at?
The Darwin Project.
That game's so bad.
These games are horrible.
Dude, I actually tried playing it, dude, it's bad. Like
No, but
the controls are horrible. Um, the graphics are horrible.
no, I was just gonna say it's crazy, Caden.
It's
Really
crazy.
bad. Just no, I was gonna say racism's a bit worse today,
I
but
thought
I'm
I
not.
thought you were about to pull a joker on me. Is it just me?
No, I don't think racism is worse because white people are being racist. I think people are being racist towards white people.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know,
you know what's
hey,
sad
or
is why do I have to go to school and hear about white
white
people are
white man bad.
yeah, not fair. And if you try to preach the ideas that oh well we did good things as well,
People are like, yeah,
and
but you did this.
it's like
Dude,
you know people don't.
you're Scottish and Irish just like I am, right? And Swedish and
Uh-huh.
whatnot. Dude,
I got like a majority of European.
okay, do you guys literal ancestors for slaves also? To
Yeah.
the and like even if you bring that up, they're like, yeah, but it's different because you're white. It's like, hold on, hold on
And
now.
you know, it's really weird is, you know, people don't realize the brutalness of what human beings were, what we are. Look, my Viking ancestors committed some of the most atrocious acts
No,
upon
dude,
any human being.
I have
Can you
a
imagine
I have a
pouring
Viking
gold?
ancestor too, but I don't know what their name
Can you
is.
imagine pouring gold in someone's mouth? That's what they did.
Yeah,
Or ripping
no,
the limbs off someone, tearing their lungs out. but keeping them alive. That's what the Vikings did. Now the Nazis, the Nazis committed genocide.
But that was but it was a lot more advanced too, though. You have to think of that, Thatcher. There's a
Yeah.
lot more ways of doing it, you know. Not to denounce what they did, but like.
No, they used the Jews as a scapegoat because they had nothing else. They needed to symbolize Germany as one. They had no other idea. And the original idea of the Nazi party was the Aryans, which derived from the Atlantis, which was obviously the fictionized place of the, the water world, whatever they call it, of Atlantis. And, the Aryans were being attacked because of the Jews. That's what they believed. And a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense. A lot of them hated Jews because Jews just, were major in the majority of the markets. And, of course, there were bad people that were Jews, and they gave such an awful idea.
But wasn't like, isn't it prominent in all that in Jewish culture to be, like, strong financially and whatnot, though?
I think in modern day Judaism, but Judaism as an actual religion was just supposed to be a very traditional person. And a lot of them were very traditional people. A lot of them were great at business because, it was look at the original Judaism. Like, the people that were Jews originally were like an inner circle. They didn't let a lot of people be Jews. And so this inner circle could be, financial.
Dude, someone was hunting me down.
It's like the Mormon Church. The Mormon Church is a huge money bank. The Jews were way more Christian than the Christians were Christians.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion on it. They were much more religious than any Christian would ever be, because Jews actually focus and follow a very strict version of Christianity. Christianity was a easier version of the religion, which is pretty obvious because, if one of the first major and still major religions is Catholicism, well then I think Christianity is just a very laid-back version. But Mormonism is a very obvious example of a money-hungry organization.
Who Catholics?
Oh, the Catholics are as bad, but the Mormons, I say, are a lot more freakier. At least with the Catholics, at least they're somewhat Christian. The Mormons, no way are Christians.
They're weird.
Let me think about it. How are the Mormons Christians if they follow a book written by a man?
Yeah, no, I get you.
And there's so many here.
Nah, dude, you know Ben Ralpho?
Oh my god. Big Ben?
No, Ben Ralpho.
Ben Ralpho. Let me look him up.
Marshallese. He's a Marshallese guy.
Oh yeah, him?
And he even if you see him wearing all of his Christian stuff, that dude's not Christian at all.
Why do you say that?
Because him and I were talking about it the other day, because I was asking him. Because he starts saying shit about, like, reading the Bible and how the Bible's written by a man and whatnot, and started questioning God and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, why do you wear that stuff? He's like, oh, because it was free.
See, I am...
And I can't remember who's sitting with me, but we just looked at him. And we're like, dude, take that, if you're gonna be like that, man, take that shit off. He's like, nah, man, I want to wear it because it's free. We're like, no, you take that shit off right now.
See, it's like, my policies and ideals are very... people think it's offensive toward me. I question my faith 100% of the time because I think if God gave us free will, you have to question every single thing.
No, but he's not questioning
I know, but
Like he's
But I know
literally,
what you're talking
like he's
about.
literally like he's literally
You
just
you
wearing
can
it to wear it.
you know, I have said things that I dislike about the religion sometimes, but I don't wear any religious items because I feel the only religious item you should wear is, well, your heart. It's the only beating thing in your entire body. I don't wearing a
Whoa,
cross does not
hold
make
on,
any difference to you.
dude. That's an hold on. What the heck was that, dude? I just saw really cool. Sorry, I just saw something really cool.
Wait, so he's a Marshall Lee.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, he's
He's a
Marshall
Marshall
Lee's.
Lee. Does he has he said he is a denomination?
No, but he just like it's weird because like 'cause he's always wearing like Jesus stuff and stuff that says Jesus. He's always wearing crosses and whatnot, you know.
I mean,
Then I
why
asked
would you
him
wear something if you don't believe in it?
because like, he's like the Bible was written by a man, and I'm like, I was like, well, it's written by God's disciples, yes, but it was their accounts that they read down to a writer, and the writer wrote them down and kept them together, and they got passed on to be preserved. He's like, yeah, but how do we know that it's actually all true? And I'm just like, dude, take that shit off. I'm like,
Sadly, that's the only point about religion is why I'm not as religious as I used to be, which is the idea that you have to, you know, be faithful to a faith, which evidence there's very little of. But sadly, there is evidence of it still, just not that much. I mean, we have evidence of the Great Pyramids showing, you know, water levels at a certain point which would reveal Noah and the Ark, and, you know, that
yeah, like the
entire.
flood and all that.
Which, if that's the case, that actually, you know, but then again, there's evidence for every other religion, which is the sad part, which, yeah, no one will ever be able to explain it, sadly, but, you know, I feel like the thing is, I know what you mean now. I can't stand people that can wear stuff for an ideology, but not even preach it, you
Yeah,
know,
that's like
because,
that's like all the time. My mom always sees, the rosary beads crosses. You can get
the rosary.
like they're like things that Catholics wear. They're like long beaded necklaces that Catholics usually wear. But
Oh, yes, I know
like
what
my
you're
mom will
talking
see
about.
people just wearing them around. And these people aren't even religious. And my mom's like, "Why would you wear that? Like
Oh,
you
well,
don't even know what that
don't question
means."
a Catholic on their Christian
No,
beliefs.
these
Yeah,
weren't Catholics. Like these were just people just wearing them to wear them
it's such a,
because they
it's
thought they
such an,
looked because they thought they looked cool.
that's such an odd thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, why do people, why do
that's like
people
that's
do
like
that?
that's like a serial killer getting a crucifix tattooed on them.
Well, you know, I think it is. I think they do it for social a social view of themselves. Because obviously, I will say this: this is 100% true. In the United States, if you do not appear as Christian in most societies within states and you know just overall in the country, you're looked frowned upon. That is true, and that's just because our country is heavily built on a very Christian-dominated field. And I'm not,
Judeo-Christian
but I,
beliefs.
but I think it's mostly because of Mormons and Baptists and Catholics, which frown upon anyone with a difference of belief. Now, it's the same thing if you go to the Middle East. If you're not, you know, if you're not Islamic, you know, not only are you frowned upon, sometimes you're killed. So we're a little bit better on our, you know, things. But you know, the sad thing with the United States is that we're turning a lot into Europe. Is the Christianity is getting very weird, and there's a growing amount of atheism, which I cannot stand atheism. You know,
Well, we have a couple of friends who are kind of like that.
see, I believe if you don't believe in anything, then what's the point? I mean,
You,
even if you atheists don't, some of them don't even believe in the possibility of aliens or you know stuff like that.
I think Jonah is atheist.
I mean, if you're not gonna believe in God, at least believe in something. I mean, the thing is with the idea of a belief is it's not just so much so you can believe in something that's right. It's so much so you can believe in something just to believe. A belief is such a powerful thing, and atheists that really just strictly call upon science and nothing else. They're it's such a weird idea. I
It's like
mean,
I do not like Scientology.
oh, I hate Scientology. Scientology is one of the most well, okay, that's one belief I don't want anyone to believe in. That's where they believe people came from volcanoes and shit.
Wait, really?
Did you know that? Oh, did you not know how Scientology came to exist?
No, I know it's very whacked up, but
Did you know, and you're not gonna believe me whenever I say this, did you know that it was actually based upon a movie?
oh wait, hold on. Okay, give me a rundown. That's gonna come to me.
The Scientologists were based on a movie script and a movie and a book that came after the movie. The movie was not, it was a very strange thing. People thought the movie was being, it was really weird. Imagine watching Star Wars and then a giant cult came upon it and believed that Emperor Palpatine shall rise again and shit like that. That's how Scientologists came to be.
No,
They were
honestly,
very,
he should.
they were a very whack job, and I would have done. At least Star Wars is cool, but man, it's a very strange thing, Caitman. And sadly, Scientologists are horrible people.
No, they are. They're like, yeah, dude. I don't know if you know who she is, but Leah Remedy, she's an actress. She
Who is
was
it?
actually Leah Remedy. Do you know the TV show King of Queens?
No, I do not.
But she was a Scientologist and she left it.
They say it's very hard to leave because they make you sign a contract.
No, she like, no, but like, she has to be careful though. They actually sent someone after her. Like they'll send people
See,
after you.
I never got why people allowed these things came to be. These horrible, societies could have been dealt with a long time ago. It just, like Scientologists, it's obvious. It's a very aggressive religion, and for some reason we allow it to be around. Um,
I'm trying to get my
man,
first boss kill, but people keep killing me, bro.
one thing I always said I love the human mind. 'Cause I think it's such an incredible thing, and why we do things.
Honestly, in my opinion, the human mind's probably one of the biggest deceptors, you know?
Well, everyone deceives everyone. I mean, I hate to be rude, but manipulation is something that we do no matter what. Flirting is even a type of manipulation. The thing with ooh, Babylon Berlin is getting um the human mind is just very interesting because what I never got about it is think about serial killers for a minute.
I love
It's
serial
really
killers. Yes, continue.
what's really interesting about them is well, what's so different from them and the people like the Vikings or the Nazis? They they love the idea of death, which feeds upon their idealism. They're psychopathic maniacs, and people will obviously say Hitler's not only just a psychopathic maniac, which, by the way, apparently Hitler might have been a schizophrenic, which makes sense a lot too. But that's another thing, is with serial killers and these horrible, societies that have lived, leaders of it, a lot of them share similar traits. Isn't that interesting? It seems like if you're a cyclomaniac, compulsive, obsessive, schizophrenic, for some reason it's such a weird mix.
Hold on.
Have you ever noticed that?
Hold on, I'm sneaking up on a group of people.
Cameron, have you noticed that the whole idea of devilism is becoming more popular now? Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
What's the whole fascination with Satan now? Such a weird thing. I mean, have you noticed that people have been trying to, what's it called, to humanify him, whatever it's called.
Yeah, no,
Trying to make
I
him,
get you.
isn't that strange?
I don't know, man. People are weird. That's all I really have to say, man. People are just weird. You know? I don't know how else to say it, really.
People are retarded.
Yeah, people are retarded. That's actually a good way to put it.